You have made quite an impression on this person with the energy of invention. This is someone at this particular point in time that they are really liking the experience you're having with each other in the here and now. But this is also somebody that is thinking about kind of the wider scope of the reality of your situation with one another, elements and aspects that you each bring to the table, not just how well you connect and how well you intersect and align, but this is somebody at this time that is looking at the differences between the two of you. Age difference, cultural difference, difference in terms of your lifestyle or how you present. You could be the yin to one another's yang. You could appear very different. You could have very different things going on in your reality, and they are trying to find a way to kind of like create something that fits, something that works between the two of you, that can be kind of like showcased to other people, because this is somebody that wants to, it almost feels like, become more public about their connection with you. This is somebody that wants to bring you home to meet their family, wants to introduce you to their friends, wants to start kind of like posting about this relationship on social media, wants to have those little status updates from single to, in a relationship. This is somebody that wants to take things to the next level, but they're very aware of some things that almost might be considered like taboo between the two of you, especially if it's like a cultural difference. There may be something like people in their family have never really dated outside of the culture, or it's not widely accepted. And so this is something where they're thinking of like, how am I going to let my family or even my friends within this kind of culture, how am I going to let these people know, hey, I've met someone, I finally found somebody, I've connected with someone really wonderful. But guess what? They're of a different culture, they're of a different religion, they're of a different background, something that it feels like wouldn't necessarily cause this person to be outcast from their family or friend circle. But this is somebody that is like very protective over your feelings, over your dignity, over the nature of like the connection between the two of you, where they don't want people to like give you a hard time. They don't want any sort of pushback. They don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. This is somebody that wants to be able to bring you home to meet friends and family. And even if it's something where it's kind of like, the awkwardness of some kind of very new experience that's being brought into like a very traditional background, or something that's like a very insulated culture, this is something where this person is really hoping, that isn't intimidating for you. They want you to have a good experience. They want the people that they care about to learn to care about you as well, in all the ways that they have learned to care about you. So this is definitely somebody that is kind of, might even be confiding in certain people already, like trusted associates, close people, of sort of like, hey, I've met someone, they're great, they're wonderful, I want to take things to the next level. But the catch is they're, somebody different from anything people in this culture, this family have ever dated. The catch is there's an age difference between the two of us, maybe some kind of combination of those things that is definitely kind of like they're trying to get other people in their life to sort of warm up to the idea, so that you can be kind of brought closer into their world and their reality with open arms, as opposed to something where you feel you need to prove yourself in any way, or where you're made to feel uncomfortable or awkward because it's so like shocking or so different from what people that they are close to or grew up with are used to. We also have vision, contemplating the future. Yeah, so this is somebody that sees long-term potential between the two of you. They don't want to let these differences be the deal breaker between the two of you. And it feels like on their side of the equation, for those of you that are resonating with this, that might be sort of the aspect of like, okay, this is something that doesn't really have, many outsiders. This is something where everyone's kind of just gone through the motions, done the same thing. They've married the same kind of person. They date the same kind of person. It's, there's nothing really out of that sort of standard in any sort of way. And so this would be kind of like a big step forward for this person to kind of like break that chain, that like generational chain almost, but not in a way. This is somebody that like doesn't want to have to like declare their love and then they miss out on relationships with friends and family. This is not the kind of thing where it's sort of like, okay, in order for us to be together, I have to leave everybody behind. This is something where it's like they want to, like, in order for us to be together, I want people that are very important to me to be open and accepting, or to at least kind of be in that place or that frame of mind where they can start to sort of take you in at face value as a person, as opposed to kind of like judge the conditions or like the specifics and details of things. So this is somebody, it feels like that they're not thwarted by those obstacles at all. They're discouraged, they're frustrated. It might be something that's a bit of a challenge. This could be somebody that's like thinking a lot, not just about sort of like, I don't know how I feel about you, but how are we going to kind of take things to the next level, not just in terms of the understanding we create between the two of us, but in the ways in which I can bring you more into my world. I can make others know that like, this is my choice. Yes, I have found someone I connect with, or yes, I have found love, but it is different than what love has looked like for other people, or connection has looked like for other people within what might have been, again, like a very sort of insulated culture, or things where it was just everybody kind of, ended up doing the same thing, like building the same kind of life for themselves, sort of generation after generation. We also have transcendence, achieving success. So it feels like this person may start to kind of introduce you to people gradually. This person may open up about aspects of their upbringing as well, to kind of familiarize you with their culture, even if you sort of like, what culture that is, what those experiences are, just on a surface level, or you might not know anything or very little about that. This is something where it's like they want to familiarize you with it, because it's not just sort of like we pray to a different God. There's almost this thing like it's a whole lifestyle, it's a whole way of being it's very different. It's not like you came from a small family, I came from a big family. That's the difference between us. There are like deeper rooted, almost like traditions or beliefs or just things that have not really been deviated from. So they may be the first person within this kind of like family or lineage to have dated outside of that culture, to date someone where there's like a significant age gap between the two of you, that the lifestyle you're living may be very different from what other people that they are kind of like close to, or that are part of their community, sort of like wives and girlfriends or boyfriends and husbands, sort of what that all looks like. And again, this is somebody that doesn't want you to be made to feel uncomfortable or feel bad. They don't want people in their life judging. And it's almost like this person, like obviously it's people in their life, so there's certain people they're like, I know how that person's going to be. Like there's this particular person, there's this particular relative, they're judgmental about everything. Like nothing's good enough, nothing's perfect. They already know that, but there's also that element of like, I don't want people to look at the surface of this situation and make you feel that there is no place for you within sort of the wider scope of my life as a whole, because this is something where you occupy a significant place in this person's heart already, and so they want to create more closeness between the two of you. And in order to do that like the next stage or the next step in some sort of way is kind of bringing you more into an awareness, understanding, or experience of some of the factors that have like affected them, like their upbringing, maybe their perspective on things, maybe the way that they love, or like the role that they take within connection and relationship. If things are getting more serious between the two of you, then there's something where it's almost like they want to kind of let you know about these things. Like, yeah, there's someone who can think for themselves, they can make choices for themselves, but there's certain things that are like, these are traditions that I like, this is how I was brought up, this is kind of the role that people play in these particular types of circumstances or types of relationships, and I like that, and I want to create something like that for myself. And it may be very different from where you came from, or what you're used to, or what you've experienced before. So this is something where they want to kind of acclimate you to that experience, and also want to make kind of the people on their side of the equation almost like put them on notice, sort of like, hey, there's going to be something different in the mix. Like you're going to be experiencing something different when it comes to my partnership, who I am with, what that's going to look like, the influence almost that you bring to the table. Because this isn't something where this person just wants you to kind of like come in and be quiet and try to like blend in the situation. It's like they like who you are. They like who you are as an individual. They like your vibe. They like everything about you because it's so different from what they are accustomed to. And this is somebody that's very like excited about that. And they want the people in their life to kind of like get a taste of that, get an experience of that, to be excited about you and kind of what you bring to the table in the same way they are excited. We also have independence, carving your own path. Yeah, so this is definitely, again, somebody that doesn't want to have to leave behind certain traditions. They don't want to kind of like have this connection be something that breaks apart, like, family bonds with other people, with like other family members. They don't want kind of, friendships to be strained based on sort of like judgmental people, or even just it feels like people kind of like giving you a hard time, like busting your chops, just being very, kind of like gatekeeping almost, like not just taking that normal time to kind of like warm up to, someone close to them, like a significant other, like the person they bring home for dinner. But there's almost a sense of sort of like, I don't want guardedness to happen, and then you are frustrated by that, or you're made to feel uncomfortable, or you're made to feel sad by that. So this is somebody, it feels like, that they are willing to kind of like advocate for this. They're willing to fight for this. They're willing to like stand up and to push back to a certain extent with people, that they maybe know have a tendency to be judgmental, or they're just sort of like looking at their circumstances and like, I don't want anyone to be anything other than just like very accepting, very cordial, to take their time to kind of like vet the situation out, or sort of like, make their own determination on their own, but to not be unreasonable with that, to not just kind of like, well, this is different than what everyone else is doing. This person's from a different, tradition, a different background, a different culture. There's an age gap. So I'm just going to close off to that. I'm just going to be rude. I'm going to be stuck up. I'm going to be standoffish. Like this person will not tolerate that, it feels like. So they feel very fiercely for you, like very fiercely protective. This may be an experience as well, even just kind of like, the sort of preparation work that they make behind the scenes, in anticipation of you like meeting friends, meeting family, like more closeness between the two of you. This may even be something that some of these people mention, like, yeah, this person sort of like, talked you up. This person prepared us. This person like, really cares about you enough that they have like put in this extra work to make sure that you feel welcome within this circumstance and situation, which it feels like will help you to see almost like a protector aspect, a protector archetype within this person in action, which they're hoping maybe will be something that, you will then consider as like, hey, that's one of their really great qualities. Because if they are kind of like protective enough about my feelings, as compared to people that have known them their whole life, and they're making sure that there's like inclusivity, then this is something almost, it feels like, that they're hoping might kind of make you sort of trust them more with your heart, with the potential of the future that you can have with one another. Because this is someone that wants you to know like your heart is in safekeeping with them, not just that they are a safe space, but like the life that they are a part of, or that you would become a part of if things became very serious between the two of you, or led to marriage. That it's like there's a protectiveness within there, there's like a inclusivity within there for you as well. We also have dominance, believing in yourself. Yeah, so this is somebody that really wants to, stand proudly beside you. Like, this is the person that I choose. And to the people in their life, kind of like, if you want me to still be part of your life, if you really love me, if you really care about me, if that's true and it's not just been words this whole time, empty words, then you will find it in your heart. You will find it in your energy. You will find it in your minds to kind of expand beyond the perceptions, beyond the traditions, beyond like what everybody else is doing, or your own sort of views on things. And you will take this amazing person that I have met, that I have connected with, that I have been taking the time to get to know, that I've developed real feelings for. You will take them seriously. You will take this connection seriously. You will make a place at our table for this person that I choose. Like, this is somebody that might even be kind of like the family member or the person within the friend group that is sort of just, they go with the flow. They're the peacekeeper in the situation. But in this instance, this is something where they are fully ready to like use their voice, to really advocate for the sense of like, no, this is who I choose. This is who I am bringing home to dinner. This is not just kind of, a temporary experiment. This is not just something where I'm just trying this out. There's a level of kind of, again, like protectiveness, certainty that they have of like, I want to take our connection, our relationship to the next level. And the next level on some sort of level involves kind of like bringing you in closer to their world and into their reality, to see how like your relationship can blossom from that place. Because it feels like this is somebody that like, yeah, their tradition, their culture, their background, their family, the friend group, like that's very important to them. And so this is also though something where this connection and love is important to them as well. And so this is a sense of kind of almost somebody that is like, as much as you like me, love me, like to the friends and family, it's like this person, you the viewer, like this is who I choose, this is who my heart wants, this is who I am like bonding with. And so if you like me, if you love me, you need to learn to like and love this person as well. So, those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.